Libra, welcome to your 3-month overview. I hope you're well. I hope you are fabulous. Today's message is going to concern itself with a deeper look at the summer months, specifically July, August, September. So this is not your reading. This is the baseline I'm using for all 12 signs as it concerns itself with a 3-month overview. Let me explain. 7, July, the Chariot, Cancer season. 8, August, Strength, Leo season. Yeah, makes sense? 9, September, the Hermit, Virgo season. And the bottom row is the energy behind the next several months. So that is the Sun. Are we on track with our happiness? Are we pursuing it? Are we living it? Are we in it? If so, great. If not, let's take a look at it, see why. Do we need to make adjustments? Or is our concept, our idea of what makes us happy, is that shifting and changing as we know it? The Tower, anything that is unexpected or untoward over the next several months that we should be made aware of. And then, of course, Judgment. Imperative decisions from the universe, from within us, around us, spiritual messages, lessons, communications, that kind of thing. Are we picking up on it? Are we feeling it? Are we sensing it? All that good stuff. Okay. If, by the way, you'd like to catch up on some old 3 months, they're in a playlist for you. The last one was obviously April, May, June. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. And it's like that, honey. And it's over 100 degrees in Texas. Which is to say, it's hot. There you go. That's the long and short of it. It's hot. All right. Show me. I'm going to start with the Oracle. Show me that energetic focus, please, for Libra over the summer. Show me that energetic focus, please, for Libra over the summer. Show me that energetic focus, please, for Libra over the summer. Show me that energetic focus, please, for Libra over the summer. Oh boy, we got all sorts of concepts here. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. All right, what's up? Number 28, John, the time to heal. Yes, that's always a good time. As some of you are transitioning through difficult climates. 5-5, as we know, 5-5-5. Change, change, change. Not necessarily the smooth change, not necessarily the prettiest of change, but change that is rough, nonetheless needed and or warranted at this time. Some of you feel like you're being attacked and you have to protect yourself, that kind of thing. That's just, it's change, bending us, shaping us, and it's not the most comfortable thing. It's not the most thrilling thing. Nevertheless, when we open ourselves to it, no matter how destructive it may seem, it does put us into a position of healing and better understanding ourselves, where it is we're meant to go and why. Okay, so not all change is bad. That doesn't mean it's not rough. Oh, heck no. If you are alive and you're familiar with change at all, sometimes change is rough. Yeah. But nevertheless, it still affords us certain opportunities to see things differently, to experience things differently, to change our point of view, that kind of thing. The opportunity to heal, no matter how rough that ride is. Okay, now, midheaven, the pinnacle. Some of you are at the height of that particular stress. Some of you, specifically, Libra is your midheaven, and this also caught my attention. Some of you, Libra is your Venus. And of course, as we know, Libra is indeed ruled by Venus, you and Taurus, okay? Or like me, you have Libra in your Venus. And so heads up for strong placements in the midheaven or your Venus, okay? But many of you, you've reached the height of that particular stress, and that you're navigating difficult change as best you can. It's kind of rough. Find your time, your moments to heal, to process, to understand and incorporate why this is happening. That way you can learn from it, prevent it, or more to the point, how can you shape and mold yourself for the future to adapt to that change, okay? You do have say. No matter how rough that change is, at the end of the day, you still have say, and that is how you react to anything, all right? But yeah, and some of you just want to get back into that state of Venus, okay, beloveds? Feeling fruitful, balanced, calm, beautiful, tranquil, all those Venus attributes. You just want to get back into that place, and so you will. You will, but better than before. That's the thing about these kind of rough changes. When you finally get back to your goal, your destination, you can appreciate it a lot more, and it enriches you more too. In other words, sometimes you have to go through it to get out of it, but not only that, appreciate how far you've come. And in many respects, it makes you more than you were. Okay. And it gives you invaluable skills for the next time something like this happens. And there will always be a next time, honey. So long as you are alive, you will always be subject to change. Always. Again, it's just up to you and down to you as a human about how you deal with it, process it, adapt to it. Okay? You will always be held responsible for how you react to any given situation. Your feelings are normal. Your thoughts are normal. But what you do with them, that's what counts, yeah? Okay. What's going on? Show me Libra in July. 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 Some of you are making rough changes by choice. You're not necessarily thrilled about it. Nevertheless, some of you feel that you have to. Show me Libra in July. 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 You will have noted that the comments are off and the messages are now under an hour. I will explain both of those things on the next mid-month check-in in July. Show me Libra in July. What's going on? Two of Cups, Death, Hierophant. Baby, I got you. I got it. I understand. I got you. Hence all that shit. All of it. It explained everything I just saw right now. Okay? There's a reason there was a big warm up there. And we're in a coincidence for some of you. So, I emphasize this in your intimate tarot. Not enough of you listened. Okay? I saw the reaction. My Libra collective, it was surprising because I know my Libra collective to be so much stronger than the reaction to that last message. All signs go through it. Everybody gets their rough share, and every now and again I get a rough response. It was Libra's turn to give me a rough response. Okay, fine. I process that. I deal with it. You move on. So I'm going to tell you the same thing, and this time I really want those same folks to listen. Although there's a good chance they won't because I blocked a lot of them. That's how inappropriate it was. If it's not for you, okay. Just because it says Libra in the title doesn't mean it's for you. Okay? If the second you start to feel uncomfortable, angry, pissed off, frustrated, what you do, separate yourself. It's going to be one of two scenarios that's causing that reaction. One, what I'm describing is not for the Libra that's watching. That's it. But you think it's supposed to be because it says Libra, right? So you're making it fit, and it clearly doesn't fit you. And it's going to cause energy contradiction. All right? Frustration, anger. In other words, you're hurting yourself unnecessarily. Stop watching, you're done. Two, it is you, and you don't want it to be. So, basic rules. Everybody can follow basic rules. No matter where you are, if you understand what I'm saying, there are 3 rules here. Take what resonates. Leave what does not. Reverse energies as it applies. There is room for reversal here, but as far as I can tell, it's happening to you and someone else. Okay? Having said that, let's get back to it. I got a commitment here that's ending. I don't know where it is in that process of ending. Energy like this doesn't happen overnight. Let's get that out of the way right now. I got a Hierophant and Death. Those are 2 major players between commitment and non-commitment. Somewhere in between those major concepts, the tension is born. At the center of that tension is the 2 of Cups. Love. I love you, you love me. I'm not saying it's a soul bond, all right? 2 of Cups is the simplest form of love you can have with somebody. These are between us. We know each other's cups. We've swapped them, right? We've shot the shit over these cups before. We've had dates over these cups before. We fell in love over these cups, right? It's the and you can have 2 cups with your neighbor, by the way. Okay? It's the simplest form of exchange of love. You can't get much simpler than that. 2 cups. Death the Hierophant. Scorpio, Taurus, by the way. You might have some strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to one as discussed. Okay. I got commitment of love specifically. So even if it's not marriage, the idea is there was a commitment to the heart space. I got Death over here. Cutting in between those 2 concepts. Literally. Okay? Okay. So this, again, did not happen overnight. I am seeing either the beginning of it in summer or the height of it during summer. I don't know. It's going to apply to you differently. For some of you, this happened last year. For some of you, this is next year. I don't know. But for many of you, it's going to focus around now, or it's leading up to it. All this. Yes, it is rough time right now for you. The transits, never easy. The climate's changing, honey. Specifically the emotional climate here. With somebody here we have a commitment with. So here we have specifically the emotional climate, 5-5, as discussed. It is an opportunity to heal no matter how rough. No matter how rough. And for some of you are at the height of it with that midheaven energy. Okay. But you have to trust that you'll come out the other side. And back into your place of Venus. Comfort. Care. Okay. Love. Now, at this point, I see the emotional energy exiting. In other words, the love that two people have for each other is exiting. And then on the back of that, the commitment that follows it. Okay? Let's keep, and so if the Libra I'm looking at, if this is you, then this is not a surprise at all. This is what's happening. For others of you, you have just begun to suspect that the emotions are ending or exiting. And that need to stay committed to this is also exiting for that reason. For some of you, yes. What else, please? Somebody here, at least one person, no longer feels emotionally indebted to this. No, contracted to it. What else, please, for July? That's a hell of a way to open. Okay. Yeah, I understand. For some of you, it is marriage. I understand. Okay? I understand. For some of you, it is marriage. I got it. What else, please, for Libra in July? Eight of Wands, Ace of Wands, Queen of Wands. Someone is communicating. What is this? There's communication here. I believe it's you. Somebody here is expressing the need to open to new. And it's honest. It's open communication, and I respect that very much so. Eight of Wands, Ace of Wands, Queen of Wands. Somebody who has direction, who desires direction. Saying, I need to open up to new. I believe it's you. And it's, I gotta go. I gotta move on. And not just move on. I need to be alive. I need to be awake. I want to live. There's so much more I want to do. Yeah. It's pretty honest. It's pretty straightforward. Queen of Wands, Ace of Wands, Eight of Wands. Somebody has the distinct understanding that they have the potential for new. Somewhere. They know it, they desire it, they feel it, and it's also based in reality. Someone knows they have the opportunity of new before them. They feel it, they feel the pull of it. They might even have a strong idea of what that looks like, you know. But it's not fuzzy at all, it's not undefined. Someone has a very strong impression that I'm afforded new. I have been given that grace of new. Not for the absence of love, but for opening up to life. That's a very strong disposition. It's admirable, you know. The love might be out between us, and the need to stay committed to this might be fading. But somebody here is like, I have not lost my propensity. That instinct, very instinctual. That there's more to life. I haven't given up. I haven't tapped out. There's more. I know there's more. And somebody has a very strong impression of that too, and it's very positive. Okay. Show me August, please. Show me August, please. Show me August, please. Show me August. Show me August. That's a heck of a thing. Now we're feeling this, and some of you are communicating it too. Your enthusiasm for new things. There's been a spark lit up in you that's strong as hell, and it's smoking. There's something in here about, I've afforded myself new opportunities. I know it's possible. It means I don't have to keep holding on to something that's just not there anymore. Because then you're holding on to what? Air? Smoke and ashes? Show me August, please. Show me August. Show me August, please. For Libra. Seven of Cups, Ace of Swords, Seven of Wands. Okay, being a little cautious here. That's fine. You are opening up to things at your own pace and at your own way, showing me a little bit of caution. Okay, in other words, you're not just throwing it all out there. It's more about the enthusiasm behind it. In reality, you are showing me intelligence as well as caution. So while you very much, in a very dramatic, energetic way, know you can open up and afford new opportunities, you're very excited by this, but you're still showing me, yeah, but I'm not silly either. You're defending your position. So you're getting some kickback. You're defending your position, though. Okay. You're getting some kickback, but you're not being silly. You're not. It's just I think you're getting reasonable pushback on your decision-making. Nevertheless, I see you standing by your decision, as you should. You must always act within your best interest. You must always do within your best interest. And once you made a decision, you got to be willing to stand by it, right? You have to know. You have to know. Otherwise, you passively accept things, okay? Or you can actively participate in your own decisions. People make decisions all day. You want to know? It's through manifestation. Somebody can decide they want something. That's easy. And that's a decision. I want that. That's a decision. It means nothing without action. It means nothing without backing it up. That's why I tell people all the time. You have to know you want it. Otherwise, your want essentially means nothing. Smoke and mirrors. It's delusion. You know, the idea, the fantasy, has more appeal than putting the actual work into it, right? In other words, they don't mean it. So the Libra I'm looking at says, oh no, I'm standing by my decision. It gets a little rough around the edges sometimes. You don't like explaining yourself. And sometimes you will, sometimes you won't. I think it depends on who you're talking to. The people who understand you won't give you a hard time. They'll listen. And those who don't, you kind of feel defensive. Makes sense? You know? But yeah, for the most part, I see you defending your decision and acting on it. Okay? So yes, while you are putting yourself out there with enthusiasm, you are exploring your options, you're keeping yourself open, you're not being silly about it either. Okay? It's the idea of you take more comfort, I believe, in knowing that you have made a determination and acting upon it. Okay? And that's good. That is good. Sometimes when we make decisions like this, it's like, yeah, there's going to be some pushback, but they're not the one living my life, are they? No, they're not. So yeah, I like your enthusiasm. I like how you're sticking to it. You are keeping yourself open to options and opportunities with enthusiasm. You're not being foolish about it. There's still caution surrounding you. And also defending your position. And sometimes you must, and eventually that energy will subside, and the frustration you receive in return will subside. You know, but honey, if we did everything based on the disapproval or approval of other people, we'll get nothing done. Absolutely nothing done. We're always clenched up and terrified what other people are going to think of us. I got news for you, honey. People are going to think what they want to think. That's just how it is. You cannot control the thoughts of others. Like the responses I get from your last messages, which again I know is not the vast majority of you. It was a lot of loud ones, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't the vast majority of you at all. The other ones, you know, they had very strong reactions when it wasn't warranted or needed. I have no control over that, but that doesn't mean I have to put up with it, right? So there you go. Same thing with you. People are always going to have their 2 cents, but it is their 2 cents, and it's not their life, it's your life. And by the way, if these people had any idea what that was like, they wouldn't be pushing back on you. They'd be like, you know what? Peace be with you, Libra. You made the right choice. No shit. Why would anyone want to stay in a commitment where there's no love? Or we're not on the same emotional goals anymore? Who would want that? So if they had any clue, trust me, they'll calm down. Okay. Anything else, please, in August? And I keep saying August. I want you to get out of that time frame because the energy being what it is suggests time. Okay? It's peaking. How long it will actually take to disentangle, I could not say. I just know that when you start making movements in your interest, you will stand by it. Anything else, please, about August? Six of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. I know it took you a minute. It took you a minute. You were stalling. I know. Well, that's normal. Again, real tarot is real life. I mean, even though that you opened up with what looks like It's done, snap decision. I told you, time is different for everyone. It doesn't matter that I'm saying July, August, September. What I'm capturing is some very tight energy that for some of you it happened a year ago, for others of you a year from now, and some of you it's happening now. How long it takes, I don't know. But over here, you're telling me took me forever to do this. Six of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, Two of Wands. I delayed and I delayed, Two of Wands. I had that decision and I went back and forth in that decision, but I got here, and now that I'm on that particular path, I got to keep moving it forward. Yes, I agree. So there's that caution. You know that what you did was correct. You don't dispute that. You stand up for your decision as you should. Important. It's just how long it's taking is going to be longer than the next couple of months. Okay. So for some of you, this is a summer timeline in the future. All right? I cannot impress that upon you enough. Some of you it's now, others of you, time. But yeah, it took you a minute, a lot of back and forth on this subject, specifically as it concerns the love. And you asked yourself repeatedly, is this commitment worth keeping if there's no love in it? Me for them, they for me. Was it mutual? All that. And I realize a commitment's not a commitment without the love in it, because that's probably why you two committed in the first place, right? Because of love, not the absence of it. Something that I have to point out a lot to people. It's very common. You know, you committed in love. So what happens in that commitment when the love ceases to be? Is it still a commitment? Rhetorical question. I already know the answer. But that doesn't mean everybody does. And it takes a while. But yeah, it took you a while. Yeah. But once you start moving in that direction, you'll be fine. You'll know it's correct for you in due course. I promise. All right. Show me September, please. Show me September, please. You'll get back into your place of Venus. You will. Give it time. And for some of you, strongly, you need to look more into your midheaven attributes. Whatever that is to you. Pinnacle, 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 pinnacle. Pinnacle, the height of it. Your person might have Libra in their midheaven. I don't know why I'm saying that. All right, show me September, please. King of Pentacles, the Hermit. You have some very strong earth components in you, don't you? Yeah, it's as you continue to move in the direction that's right for you, to quote Fleetwood Mac, as you go your own way, the burdens, the tension, the frustration, the anger, the disappointment starts to ease considerably. That's how you know, and that's how I tell people all the time. I know. If somebody was just being a hothead and saying, "Oh, I'm going to end this," and they don't really mean it, it's pretty obvious. And when it is correct, somebody almost always shows me healing elements immediately. That means it was right. It's funny because the Hermit's over the Hermit. Some of you might have a very prominent key placement of Virgo in your chart. Very prominent key. Taurus as well. Oh yeah, we saw that. All right, but yeah, the burden, the strain, the sense of hardship eases considerably. Everything that was accumulating to seeing this as a burden, feeling like you were a burden, being made to feel like a burden, being made to feel like your commitment was a burden, healing those major components, and then look who's breathing and feeling a lot more comfortable, getting back into that Venus energy. Again, Taurus ruled by Venus just as much as you are. So getting back into that comfort zone, sense of self, stability, strong sense of I need to feel stable about me. Practical, reliable, resourceful. We are healing those components, very much so. Okay. Anything else, please, about September? Anything else, please, about September? I'll say that, but honey, given the timelines here, I could be looking at summer 2024. I don't know. Given this, how long it took to make the decision to where you got comfortable enough to stand by it, that's critical. That's critical. Okay, that's a critical component. And for many of you, it's going to vary. I know I repeat myself. That's what I do. Hi, if you're new to the channel, my name's Christina. I repeat myself. All right. Eight of Swords, the blindness, Page of Swords, Seven of Pentacles. The other person feels helpless. Okay. Again, that's not really your problem. That doesn't really help anyone, does it? Seven of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Eight of Swords. Whoever's watching you exit because it's so different. I know it's not you because you just showed me very strong components of this is right and I stand by it. And it took me a long time to learn that, to appreciate it for what it is and stop rejecting that principle. I don't have to keep doing this. It shouldn't have to feel like a burden, especially if I mean, it's one thing when our commitments feel like a burden, but we still have love for it. And in which case you still have the motivation to work through anything, right? That's what real healthy commitment is. This is a pain in the ass. We don't always get along. We're arguing all the time. The finances are weird, not great, shaky, and we sometimes fight. But you know, at the end of the day, I can still say, I believe in my love for you. You believe in your love for me. We believe in our love for each other. Therefore, there's nothing we can't work through. Okay, that's commitment. So when I see this, I can kind of see where you're coming from and what kind of nailed the point home for you and where the love had fallen to the wayside, because the energy that they're presenting to me says it's small, that it wants to work through it, but still says they don't know how. In other words, they got problems but no solutions. So this is that person who says, I want to work through it, but can give you no discernible information or real like you can't see it. It's that person who says, I can work through it. It takes time. But Page of Swords, Eight of Swords, they don't really see a solution. Okay. It's just that insistence of it needs time. It just needs time. To what degree, to what end? How long? How long? How long is it going to take for you to personally work on yourself so you can feel love for me again? How long is it going to take for you to put work into us so you can feel good about us again? How long? I don't know. That doesn't help me, and that doesn't help us. So their energy has not changed, and it has not developed any further. Again, I just see it as they want to be in your life. They find reasons to be in your life, to stay connected to you. I know that you two have roots. When you develop a Seven of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, and a Ten of Pentacles with somebody, you don't just cut them out overnight. There's still going to be lingering energies in the real physical 3D world. You still need to understand that you are ultimately responsible for you at the end of the day. And while you might still have some realistic earthly entanglements with them still, as it might regards family and community, this whole, I just need more time, but I can't actually see a solution. Well, how do you see a solution to not having feelings for someone anymore? It's not an accusation. It's just the inability to accept it. So when I see something like this, when somebody falls out of love, that's a real thing. It does happen. Absolutely. It depends on the two people, the state of the relationship, how one person cared for it or the other person didn't, etc. How two people did work together or didn't work together. Feelings change. But when somebody's resisting like this, but it's at low level, it's the inability to accept that someone's feelings have changed, and that means they just want to keep it, and that's just not enough for you. So again, it's kind of like if you've ever been in that position, okay, where you've had to manage people, and isn't that such a thrill? When your people are on point, when you have employees that work for you and they're on point, they kill it. They're the ones you don't have to monitor, right? You don't have to get up their ass. They know their job. They know their skills. They're on point. We love those people, right? Love those people. Then you've got that one or two folks. You know, sourpuss, sour face, grumpy, problems this, problems that, no solution, but I just want to hear my mouth whine. But they work for you. And you try to coax them along. Hey, buddy, you know, this is your job, so you've been doing this long enough. Tell me your thoughts. What did you think? I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. That's kind of what this energy is. I just need more time. I'll fix it. I'll work through it. I don't really have any solutions. You know, it's just the inability to accept that this person's feelings have changed. So keep that in mind. I don't see their energy just flying away from you overnight. There's still some root entanglement there with this person. I don't know how long you two were committed, but it was long enough to have a system. And they still have legitimate reason, I believe, to hang out in your 3D world as you continue to move in your way, in your own direction, and you're looking great while you do it. They're not doing so well. They want you to know it. They want you to know it. What you do with that is up to you. But they are going to be like that employee who has all problems, no solutions. Again, one of the reasons why I think we exited back here. Okay? Okay. Do keep that in mind. Your sun. Show me that sun, please, for Libra. Show me that sun, please, for Libra. Don't you love it, though, when you're on team? Oh, God. I've had some killer teams, man. I've had some killer teams. That's probably the only reason I actually miss working in my old field, is because when you do have a killer team, it's awesome. It's awesome. Everybody's on point. They know their shit. But then you got that person. You got that Bob. You got that Karen. And you do it. Right? Okay. And you do it because they're still your people. They're still under your team, right? You're still responsible for them. You're still the manager. You're still the director. Yep. Oh, God. But I do miss having a killer team. When everybody's on point. Yeah. Show me that sun, please. Show me that sun. 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 For Libra. Show me that sun, please, for Libra. Show me that sun, please, for Libra. You, Justice, 3 cups, 3 swords. Oh. That just made me raise my eyebrow. What you doing? There's something here you want to get back to. It's not that what you exited. There's something here you want to get back to. You want to connect with somebody. Or specifically reconnect. It would actually make you happy. And in the process, what it looks like, I don't know. What it leads to, I don't know. It's just right here under the sun. Right here, right now. Okay, under the sun. You're telling me it would feel good to reconnect with somebody that would ease some pain in your heart. Okay, with the 3 of swords there. It would make you feel good, and you honestly, legitimately feel, okay, in your energy right here under justice, that it would feel good to balance with this person. It would ease, like I said, some pain. So I don't know what that looks like. I don't know who that looks like. You do. It warms you. Again, it wouldn't be under your sun unless it warmed you. So never underestimate the power of the sun. Even in tarot, we take it for granted a lot. So when we say sun, we're talking about the happiest card. We're talking about your ultimate warmth. What makes your heart spread out easily. Okay? And it just makes you feel joy and light and ease and warm. The warmth of the sun. So in the gentlest way, I'm looking at a Libra, because your energy is right there and it's pretty non-negotiable. It would make you feel warm in your heart to reconnect with somebody, and it would help take the pain away. What that looks like, I don't know, but you honestly feel it. You honestly feel you could balance the situation. Okay, for some of you it might be Scorpio. It doesn't have to be. For some reason that caught my attention. Okay. Anything else, please, about the sun? I don't know when. Possibly soon. It is the height of summer. What else plays about the sun? What else plays about the sun? What else plays about the sun? Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. Oh, the world. That's interesting. Are you closing down or opening up? I can't tell if you want to offer your heart or not. You seem to be a lot more comfortable. You have a strong sense of self-worth, self-care, loving thyself as you should. You have some very strong earth components, some of you. King and Queen of Pentacles, that's both you, honey. As I often say, the world, as we close one door, another one opens. Some of you are opening up towards new love. quite possibly, with whom it is you wish to reconnect, or your heart's not available in that way, but you would like to fix things with that person. I can't tell which way you're leaning. Perhaps you don't know either. We'll get back to that. Show me the Tower, please. Anything that is unexpected? Show me that Tower, please. Show me that Tower, please. Show me that Tower, please. The legitimacy that you feel, you could reconnect with somebody, fix the pain in there, fix the pain in you. They would help you feel better. Them feel better, but you honestly believe you can balance that. And you feel much comforted by it. Much comforted. You do. Overall, you feel a strong sense of care of self, love of self, as you should. Understanding your quality of worth, what it is you will and will not do. But I'm very curious about the other world. Is there... Is your heart available or is it not available? That world can be like a revolving door, honey. In or out. Remember that when you were a kid? Growing up? You would go run in and out of sight, and then your parent would yell at you, in or out? Which way are you leaning? I don't know. The Tower. Show me the Tower, please. Five of Wands, kick back, like I said. Okay, King of Pentacles. All right, you got it. Five of Cups. Look, it upsets you. It upsets everybody. I understand. There's that 5 and 5 structure, as we were talking about. You got some really strong freaking... I'm talking Libra is not your sun dominant. There is a good chance some of you, Libra is your midheaven or your Venus placement, and a couple of other critical areas as well. I'm talking, for some of you, your Libra might be obscure. You might have like a one reference, but for some reason it's pulling a lot of weight today. Don't know why. Could be because we're technically in Cancer season right now. I don't know. You might be feeling more of your Libra energy. I do not know. Some of you got a F ton of earth in you. Or you have a strong, strong sense of the practical built into you. I am resourceful. I am responsible. I am reliable. I am head of the house. Thank you. I'll make the money. That's cool. I respect that. I'm like that too, and I have almost no earth in my chart, to be honest, except Capricorn is my midheaven, and that's would explain my insanity about work. But that's about it. Anyway, there's that 5 and 5 principle we were talking about. We are in that change. Some of you, I have to insist, honey. I'm sorry. I have to insist. For some of you, the process has just started. The fighting, the aggravation, the disappointment, the sadness, the loss, the regret, mourning the facts that the cups for the situation are being spilt as we speak. There's fighting, aggravation, frustration, and it's happening now for some of you with the Tower, okay? You are still trying to remain you, calm, level-headed. I'm not going to let this get to me. I'm not going to let this get to me. But it's kind of like every time you turn around, you are accumulating more and more evidence that things just are not in place. They're not fluid. They're not reliable. They're not practical. They are running contrary to everything the King and Queen of Pentacles stand for. Someone is fighting their sense of self-worth, fighting your sense of self-worth. It runs contrary to loving thyself. And every time something over here in this dynamic blows up, or it rocks the boat considerably because it doesn't feel stable, because it's not. It's a lot of arguing, that's a lot of tension, and we're at the height of that transit. Some of you, this process just started, and you started to seriously question your future about this. So when I'm telling you, for others of you, this is down the road, because it's just started. Others of you are right smack in the middle of it. So I think it's beautiful that you have goals and moving forward. You're proud that you can see in yourself the energy for new, to standing by your decision, acting on it. You feel better, you are better, you're feeling healthier. You have to believe that because it's true. You're going to heal that sense of burdenship, and you yourself will go back into a place of grace and stability for yourself, because someone here is not. It's a clear kind of show of disrespect. Everything that runs contrary to your principles of stability and reliability and resourcefulness. There's a kind of lack of respect in there. Okay. And it's Tower. It's a Tower thing. So it's not just happening from within you. It's happening from outside of you. That's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. And it's coming from a lack of heart space and someone's inability to accept it, but still wanting to stay in it. You know, that shitty dynamic. I want to work things out with you. I want to work things out with you. And they just say that like they're supposed to, right? That record, that sense of repeat. It's a bad record. That record's been scratched, right? It doesn't play right anymore. It's kind of like that. Some of you are really into records. You collect records? I see a turn. Why do I see it? Are some of you DJs? Are some of you DJs? What do I see that? I see it. I see the round. It's the actual record player for some of you. Turntables for some of you. Huh. Some of you are proud of your collection. It's not huge, but it's quality stuff, right? It's quality stuff. It's quality. Some of you might have a massive collection. I don't know. I'm seeing for one of you like a crate, and for others of you, hundreds of crates. I don't know. You might be somewhere in between. Oh, wow. We got DJ Libra over here. No, I don't know about that, but some of you are just collectors, or you like, I know, vinyl. I like vinyl music too. It's just, nothing's quite like that sound, you know? Okay. Yeah, it's just started for some. I'm so curious. Okay, we gotta move it on. I need to see this. Which way is that heart of yours swinging, honey? You ready to open up towards this? Or you're not ready to open up towards it yet, but you'd like to? You'd like to be ready? I don't know. Oh, let's find out. Show me Judgment. I gotta see that, honey. What are you gonna do with that? I know you want to reconnect. You really feel that you can balance out the pain. Maybe perhaps it's conditional. And it's somebody else. It's somebody else. That's all I know. Reconnecting. I know I can balance out. Bare minimum, I can take the pain away. And perhaps, depending on the success of that, my heart may or may not be open towards it. And new love. But I do want to offer that quality, though. I want to offer that quality. That quality of care. Show me Judgment, please. Show me Judgment. Show me Judgment. Show me Judgment. Let's do one more. Show me Judgment, please. No, for that person who keeps their records stacked on them, don't do that. Don't do that. You should keep them propped up in a crate or something. Just don't let them stack on the floor. I'm sorry. Old school. Don't do that. You hurt your vinyl. All right. Judgment. 2 of Swords, the 7 of Cups, the 4 of Cups. It is your decision. So this is a decision, as most things are in Judgment, or also a lesson for some of you. A lesson that's not the easiest to come by, I grant you. 2 of Swords, 7 of Cups, 4 of Cups. Look, you're not going to like how I say this, so I'm just going to say it because it still fits. You get to choose to be happy, which means, by definition, you also get to choose to be unhappy. It's not a popular belief because that means we have to hold ourselves responsible if we're unhappy. That's the long and short of it. You get to choose. You do get to choose. Everybody thinks that their happiness is dependent upon someone else. And when you're in a commitment, you have a reasonable expectation to believe that you do. You actually listen to me, you have a legitimate reason to believe that up until a point. What's the point? When you know that they don't love you anymore, or there's love lost, or you don't love them anymore, or it's both mixed up. That's when you have to stop expecting happiness from someone else, and you have to look to yourself. You get to choose to be happy. You also get to choose to be unhappy. It is that black and white. And if you make your happiness dependent on someone else, you will always be unhappy. Always. Because if you can't make you happy first, no one else is gonna. What do I say all the time? Everything begins with the self. It's really not up for debate. Everything begins with the self. Even if you were given a very difficult, not easy foundation as a kid, eventually at some point you have to pick up the ball as an adult and make decisions. So the lesson I'm looking at, while it looks incredibly simple, is not the easiest either. I'm familiar with it. I think everybody's familiar with it in their own way. You get to choose to be happy. It's a lesson. You also get to choose to be unhappy. So the more you insist on being confused about your feelings, you know you're unhappy, but you don't know what to do about it. You overwhelm yourself with everything. You'll just continuously shut it down. You will not allow yourself to see opportunity. You will not allow yourself to afford new opportunities. You will not have the energy or enthusiasm. And this is a lesson many of you are learning, and you will be applying it. You know why? So I want you to be down by that. That's a legit, honest lesson. And it's not the easiest at all. Do you have any idea how much kickback I receive every day by people who don't want to understand this? They're the reason I'm not happy. Therefore, I get to be a miserable SOB for the rest of my life because I get to say it's their fault. Who's choosing to stay? Some people choose to be unhappy because that's what they believe they're worth. You will accept the love you believe you are worth. The Libra I'm looking at says, I am worth more than unlove or not love in my commitment. Correct. I believe you are absorbing this lesson quite well because of this. The Libra I'm looking at says that despite that massive disappointment that is frustrated and it's humiliating and it's non-supportive and it's not stable and it hurts, despite the best I've done for it. King of Pentacles, somebody here is very imperative about that. I did my best, I did my best, I did my best. I was a provider, I was resourceful, I was stable. I did my best. And this is what I get. I understand that, I do. Despite all that, there is genuine enthusiasm here for opportunities. You can still be excited by life and still see the good in it. That's how I know you will succeed. And you are trying to disengage from someone who doesn't see life as succeeding, just kind of carrying on, because they don't know what else to do. You cannot allow that to be your problem. And you cannot allow yourself or afford yourself to be in a position to carry commitment over for that reason, because then you're trying to assume the responsibility of someone else's life and their feelings. You can't do that either. At some point, there was a union here, and then we got off page. Once we recognize that, we're responsible for ourselves just like they are. I want to get to this. Show me what this is, please. Which way are you leaning, honey? It's almost like it's conditional. My heart could be open or closed to this depending on how they receive me. I don't know who this is. It's under your sun. This part I know is true for you. You generally feel you can repair this, make it fair, make it balanced in terms of the feeling. I can establish good feeling. I can make peace with this person at the emotional level. I can take the weight of the pain in my heart and theirs. I can balance with them. This you know is true. It's under your sun. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel warm just thinking about it. I have every reason to believe you can make this part happen. This second layer looks conditional. Can I open my heart towards them in new love? It kind of depends on how successful part A is. That's interesting. This caught my attention. So I couldn't tell if your heart space for this was coming or going. And from your perspective, it might be, well, it depends on how well it goes. How well that reconnection goes, Christina, because that could be, because I feel soft. You feel soft with this person. They make you feel a certain quality of softness. Okay, respect. Nurturing. That your heart could be loved and nurtured by this person. So your heart being fully open to it is on condition of how well you can repair or balance things with them. It's interesting. Is there anything else, please, about this Ace of Cups in the world? So I don't know how well you know this person. I know you know them well enough that you legitimately feel you can balance things out and work with them. But having a full new love capacity towards them is conditional upon repairs, I suppose. Does the person feel the same way? We don't know. Two of Pentacles. We don't know. It depends on what goes into it and what the output is. Yeah, it's hard. It's something that you've been going back and forth on how to address it, if you should address it at all. It's been on your mind quite a bit. It looks like whatever this is was not left in a good place. That's on your mind a lot. Causes you fear. Whatever that is, it causes you fear and concern about how it was last left. It means something to you. It is important. Okay. It's important enough that I know that you feel genuinely that you could balance with it to ease the pain between you two. Whatever it is that was outstanding, it caused stress, it caused anxiety, and it provoked old fears. Okay. We don't quite know how to approach it. I just know that you will in time because it feels right to you. What happens to it with that Ace of Cups in the world? Could I be open to new love to this? It kind of depends on their reaction. Well, is somebody at Scorpio? I don't know why I keep getting that, but I keep getting that. It is Queen of Pentacles. Something happened here that broke the dynamic. There's something happened here that broke the dynamic. They stopped showing interest at some point. But there was love here. Heavy Scorpio energy. Two of Cups. They know they love you. And they stopped expressing that to you at one point. It caused stress and anxiety. That's what, so that's, yeah, okay. It's conditional. Okay, that was a bit tricky. And I don't know when the hell this is going to happen, honey. I couldn't even begin to say. I just know it's on I know it's under your sun. What would make you feel warm? Layer 1. Okay, layer 1. Repair and balance. Reconnect, repair, and balance. We feel we can do this. It would make you happy. This is like objective 1, job 1. I feel relatively confident I could do that. And depending on how good that repair is, that balance is, that job, where they are, we cool? Are we good? Do we still have those kind of feelings maybe? I don't know. Kind of depending on that reaction, it's kind of like my heart could be open. It's like you're telling me you're scared, and that's okay. You have you have a background with this person that's personal and kind of hard to define. It provokes fears and anxieties. Somebody here had this King of Cups said very strongly that they had love for you. They were very open and bold about that, and until one point they stopped. I don't know why or the conditions. It could be because you were already in this. I don't know, and I'm not judging. It's just that's what's here. Okay, that's just what's here. And it's kind of like based on if I can balance things in repairs, I might be able to expose my heart to them more fully, or not. And it kind of depends on objective 1. How well that goes down could lead into objective 2. I can either open my heart up towards this and be vulnerable because that Queen of Pentacles wants to be nurtured. The opposite of this. That King of Pentacles wants to be nurtured too, but this is the exact opposite of that. Disrespect, angry, hurtful. Still trying to keep his head up though. And now you switched into, but I would like to be loved and nurtured. But I also accept it may not happen with this person. You have history with them. It's a little tricky. But it's honest and it's real. I don't know. You're telling me that they have a very big, bold heart. And there was stress and anxiety here when they stopped communicating that to you. And it hurt a great deal. So I understand. I was curious about that. Hopefully that helped you more. What will happen, I could not say. I don't know, honey. That's what I say about Scorpios all the time. The thing is when we love someone like that deeply, there's always a chance that we could do it again, which is why we're known for transformation or having to walk away, because we just know once you open up a heart that wide for somebody, there's a very good chance we could do it again. So if you're dealing with a Scorpio, or you were thinking about kind of re-entering in that arena, it's possible. Anything's possible. If they loved you that much once, there's a good chance they could do it again. But if you feel like you can be vulnerable and open up your heart towards them, yeah, there's a good chance, yeah. Let's just see how it goes with that 3 Cups first. I think that's the idea. Okay, where are we? I said no more over an hour, and I'm sticking to it. Okay. You, Feather. You, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, everybody's getting Pegasus. I'm actually starting to get irritated with it because I never pulled Pegasus. And now he's coming up forever about authority. So that's masculine pride, masculine sense of freedom. I have my own wings. They will not be clipped. I can take off Somebody just feel like you are always tied down to the wrong thing, that you have no freedom, that you're constantly monitored, but you're still expected to be a provider, right? The resourceful one, the stable, etc. You're expected to carry other people on your back, but not necessarily carry yourself forward anymore, right? And it's kind of like that. That's that breakout of energy. I still see hope for me, just not necessarily with you anymore, right? So it was in the reverse, and we're trying to bring that back out, that state of independence, okay, and wanting to go our own way. The letter S. Yes, the letter S. Cancer, exiting entry, I do not know. Gemini, exiting entry. Entering, hello. X, U, UX. UX. You're the X. Ah, that's hilarious. I don't know why that hit me funny. It just did. You're the X? Who's the X? Ah. Okay, I don't know why that was so funny. Optimistic. Yes, some of you are highly optimistic, and you might have some very critical placements in Sag. The letter Q. These are the most obscure letters ever. UXQ. Camel, the conservation of one's feelings, just to try to get through it, to power through it. It's in survival mode, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, respectively. And then, of course, the infinity loop, looking for that forever infinity, the feedback loop that is positive. I support you, you support me in equal measure, because you and I are more alike than we are different. Whereas a circle, that's just on route, that goes around and round. The infinity loop is the healthy. Okay? The infinity, the soul bond, all that good stuff. Okay. Yeah, that's enough. Libra, I hope this helped you. I think it was incredibly straightforward. It has many promising areas, most of which I'm happy to see for you is in terms of empowerment, doing what's right for you, making decisions, sticking by them, no matter how rough, it's still correct for you. I like the optimism that you can still see for yourself in future areas. The healing for you is there. You really get into a place of stability that you have to make for yourself, and no longer with someone else who is the opposite of stability or contrary to one's goals. At the emotional level, the financial level, the physical level, all that stuff, the mental level, that stops. Okay. So everything here is pretty much what we saw on the table today. Just please know you will get back into a place of Venus. All right. Your comfort, your care, and I've seen it many, many times. This does seem to be a question mark here, but the difference, I think, between yours and other people's question marks is that you're actually going to try to answer it. So good job for you. I'm curious about that as well. You know, when? Couldn't say. That's up to you. In time, you will know. In time, you will know. Reconnect. Whether or not you'll be able to open your heart more fully towards it and be vulnerable, because maybe there's a chance. We'll see. That will present itself in time as well. I know there was a lot of love there, and it started to feel weird towards the end and anxious and fearful. It is looking to me, it's like love that couldn't be grasped by two people at the same time. Not necessarily that it was bad, but your two cups couldn't be taken at the same time, grasped, shared, and appreciated at the same time. Okay? That's, as far as I can tell, that's the backstory. All right, that's enough. I will see you in approximately 2 weeks for your next reading. Okay? I do hope this helped you. And I will see you... Oh. I almost missed that. Letter O. There you go. Ah. Okay, that's it. Oh. All right, you guys. Take care. Be well.